everyone, welcome to another video. So today what I'm going to do is re-annotate Taylor Swift's website. So I know that I have already done annotations for her Reputation website when we were looking at her during that era, but obviously she's since released more, another album, and so I thought it would be useful to annotate this website as this is probably the one that you guys are going to be looking at. So the information at the top of the page remains the same. So the tabs that are at the top of the page are actually part of the web browser, and so they open different web pages. Again, the URL contains breadcrumbs, so this is a trail that shows where in the overall website we are, and this would change with each tab that is selected. The white banner that we have to introduce the beginning of Swift's website stands out from the background, separating it from the house style. Now this is different to what happened in the Reputation website where it sort of blended in to that overall background. Either way, it contains the same sort of hyperlinks that link us to further information. Now we have two sets of icons. Initially we have the icons that are part of the browser and they conduct a variety of different functions. Underneath that we then have icons that link to her social media. Now unlike her previous era, the fonts here are sans serif, so this suggests a level of informality. If you compare this video to the one that I did for her Reputation era, you'll see that it's a lot more serif fonts, which typically suggests seriousness or sophistication and formality. We have product placement right at the beginning of the home page, and the split between the pastel section and the black section is sort of the differentiation between the home screen and the rest of the home page itself. So at the very first screen that you see, you get this product placement for her latest album. The cover art is exactly the same as the background to the website, and that includes the cover image as well. So we have this image of Taylor Swift on this pastel background, suggesting femininity, suggesting calm, but also suggesting this idea that she's going back to her roots because we've got this sort of dip-dyed hair, slightly tousled hair, all of which sort of links back to how she was at the beginning of her career. We've got a button underneath that product placement. Buttons are things that are addictive because whenever you put a button on the website it makes people want to click it, and so it's more likely for audiences to buy the album if it's featured prominently on the first screen that they see. Swift's name in the section underneath is also pink and sparkling, so this could link to the title for the latest album Lover. Obviously I've had to zoom out so I can fit more of the home screen on the page, but if you go to her website and you have a look at that text for Lover, you'll see that it is also pink and sparkly. So we've got a sort of house style being established here. Interestingly, all of the images of Taylor Swift that we are going to see show her with indirect mode of address. Now, on the one hand, that could perhaps connote that she doesn't care about what other people think, but it also raises enigma and raises questions as to what she's looking at, why she's not looking at us, why doesn't she want this connection, etc., etc. Now, at the very bottom of the screen here, another section of the home page is a scrolling gallery of videos. So you use the two little icons either side to flick between the different videos that she's got, and they are at this point all relating to the Lover album, which is the sort of theme of the website as a whole. The main feature that we've got here though is her latest video. So this is likely to draw in more views to increase the stream of her latest song, to bump it up in the charts, so it acts as a form of self-promotion. Now underneath that we have, again, a pastel background. This continues throughout the website. It looks tiled here, but it's not. It's continuous. This is just where I've had to screenshot the different parts of the website. So if you go on and have a look at it yourself, you'll see that that background is continuous and there's no sort of sections like you can see here. The cloud patterns suggest sort of sunshine, happiness, and creates this overall happy feel to the website as a whole. The latest updates on the tour is included in the section at the top, and so obviously at the moment this is looking at the COVID-19 pandemic, which has put a stop to all performances because singing is supposedly meant to have a greater risk of passing the virus on. The tour information though, which we would normally find here without the pandemic, is centered. So this follows the flow of the home screen. So as we scroll down, things appear in the center as we move across the page. We've also got it listed on this white background, and this is a block background, so it seems really stark and in contrast to what we've seen before on the web page, which is quite strange. We also have black buttons which have got sort of inverted text colours on them, making them stand out. And then at the bottom of the page you can see we're starting to get this merchandise section. So this acts as a form of self-advertisement. It also is in blocks, so you can sort of see the outline of the blocks in the background. As you scroll your cursor over the top of them, they sort of raise off the page, and so this emphasises and promotes the merchandise, making it more likely to be purchased. It's also reflective of the era that we've got as well, so we're seeing more tie-dye, we're seeing brighter colours, muted pastels, linking in to everything else that we've got going on the page. Now this is the next bit that I find the most interesting, because it shows how savvy Taylor Swift is as a sort of product, and how savvy her marketing team are. So the deluxe versions of the album are obviously likely to cost more than the regular version. And what Taylor Swift has done here is she's released 4 different deluxe versions. Now the only difference between these 4 versions is the poster that you get in the package. So die-hard Taylor Swift fans will have to purchase all 4 deluxe versions to own each of the 4 posters, which means that they're going to have the exact same CD 4 times, the exact same lyric booklet 4 times, the exact same journal 4 times, and the only thing that's going to be different is this poster. But you know that there are going to be fans who do this, and so it shows how sort of how the revenue is made, and how Swift makes some of her revenue by having little sections like this that attract the die-hard fans. Another thing that's quite interesting is the vinyl set as well. So as well as owning the regular CD 4 deluxe versions, you can also own a vinyl set as well. So again, not only is vinyl making a comeback, and so that's probably why they've listed it separately, but the fans of Taylor Swift who are real active fans and who want to own everything, who want every piece of merchandise, are again going to buy this, increasing her revenue and increasing her sales of her products. Now the vinyl section is a separate section, so you can see the difference in the background. It's also got different fonts, so although it's still sans serif, it looks almost handwritten, and this could link to the album art as a whole. We've also got synergy through the link to Target. And then we come to the end of the website. So the end of the website is quite different compared to the beginning. We've got a black background which suggests something serious and impactful, but we've also got logos for reputable companies such as the Sundance Festival, and we've also got Netflix underneath as well. This makes the overall look and overall sort of idea of the documentary seem more reputable. We've also got a serif font here. Now this again implies a sense of seriousness and formality, which we didn't have previously. And this whole section is actually the poster to the documentary as well. We then have star icons just before we get to the end of the website. Now this could be part of the overall marketing and iconography of Taylor Swift. She at the minute is using a lot of butterfly imagery, so the stars might link in with that as well. We then have a section which implies a greater connection to Taylor Swift by signing up to receive updates. We also have pale pastel colours in the background, creating a sort of bookended feel to the website, because not only did we start with these, but we're ending with these. And then we've got convergent links to social media like we had at the very beginning. This would increase the audience because different audiences use different kinds of social media, alongside the privacy and legal notices at the bottom, which would normally be used by an older audience but are a legal requirement for all websites. Now the other pages that we've got on Taylor Swift's website are as follows. So the events advertises and informs on the latest tour. There's also links to the tickets which actually act as revenue for Taylor Swift. Again, this is likely to attract not only the primary audience but the secondary audience who have to pay for the tickets. The video section links to the scrolling gallery of videos which have embedded YouTube videos in there, and again you're likely to get the primary audience using this. Interestingly, the only link that takes you to a completely separate page is the merchandise. All the other links take you to different parts of the original homepage. Now, the merchandise has automated galleries to show the range of merchandise. It's also got merchandise from different eras as well, so you'll be able to go back and buy things perhaps from the Reputation era. And again, this is likely to include both primary and secondary audiences. And then finally at the bottom, we've got the link to the newsletter. By registering email addresses, the primary audience would get to be more actively involved with Taylor Swift, and then the secondary audience are likely to get the information that they need to support and to monitor what the primary audience are doing. So hopefully you guys found that useful. We've got quite a few key terms here from the website as a whole, so make sure you understand what each of these are. You can also use these key terms to annotate those websites yourselves. So if I haven't looked at Katy Perry yet, if I haven't looked at Bruno Mars yet, you guys can annotate those yourself. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the button below. I am desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, which I know I'm a ways off at the moment, but I won't be able to use the community tab on YouTube until you guys subscribe. So please do so. For every person who subscribes, you get a shout out at the beginning of the next video. So if you want to, you can let me know in the comments below or through social media if you have subscribed and haven't had a shout out yet. And I will see you guys later for another video.